there at 6 o'clock.
All right, we will call the December 4th meeting of the City of Winter Haven Planning Commission to order. Jordan, if you would, please call roll.
David Lane.
Here.
Mario Manigo.
Here.
Elizabeth Davis. Jennifer Fasking. Wendy Venters. Colin Wells.
Here.
Ed Smith. Tina Summerlin. Here. And Craig Fuller.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
You would please stand for the invocation and pledge. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to serve the City of Winter Haven. We ask that you be with us during this holiday season and be with us here tonight. We ask these things in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, have the commissioners had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting? If so, we'll...
I would move that we approve the minutes of the meeting.
Second.
All right, we have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, minutes are approved. I'll do a brief explanation of how the hearing will go. Cases will be read into the record. City staff will provide a presentation, and commissioners will be able to ask questions of staff. Once everybody on the commission has had an opportunity to ask their questions, we will close the planning commission portion of the hearing and open the public portion of the hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against a case, starting with the applicant, may do so. We ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes. Once everybody from the public has had an opportunity to speak, we will close the public portion of the hearing and reopen the planning portion of the hearing. And commissioners will be able to ask additional questions or will entertain a motion and a vote. If anybody from the public thinks they may speak for or against a case, would you please stand and we'll have Jordan swear you in?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case shall be the truth? All right. We will move on to new business. Case number P-24-01, request by Rivercard LLC to amend a portion of Planned Unit Development Ordinance O-21-23, general location 1911 21st Street Northwest. The area covered by this request is 3.3 plus or minus acres.
All right, Heather Reuter, Senior Planner for the record. Here on the screen is the future land use map. The subject property there is located at the corner of 21st Street and Havendale Boulevard, and it does have a neighborhood mixed-use hub, future land use designated to it, as do the other parcels surrounding the area. And then there is a mixture where residential is as well. As you look at the zoning map, this is part of a planned unit development ordinance, and there is C3 zoning to the east and to the south. And as you look at the aerial, again, this is a very dated aerial, as we say every meeting. If you currently drive by there, you will see 3 commercial buildings and their parking as part of it, as well as the surrounding rest of the current PUD has townhomes under construction. This is a view looking at the subject property up towards the north, and a little bit more to the north, as you can see the second row of buildings that are there, and then those townhomes that are under construction. As you look to the northeast, there are single-family homes that run on the eastern side of 21st Street, and immediately at the corner is a Chevron gas station and convenience store. So to the south, across Havendale, there's a commercial leasing office over there, and as you look to the west, there is the townhomes that are associated, again, with this project. And Rivercard LLC is the petitioner, and they are requesting to amend a portion of Planned Unit Development Ordinance O-21-23. This property subject to this request is generally located at 1911 21st Street Northwest at the northwest corner of the intersection of Havendale Boulevard and 21st Street Northwest. The property consists of 3 commercial buildings totaling 2,600 square feet on 3.3 acres. The western portion of PUD Ordinance O-21-23 will remain, and this parcel will be subject to the proposed conditions of PUD Ordinance O-2401. Upon development of the commercial portion, the petitioner has noted a need to expand the permitted commercial uses and also address signage requirements. The proposed changes are as follow. It will permit all C3 uses with the exception of sales and repairs and servicing of automobiles, boats, and/or recreation vehicles, nursery, cemetery, and standalone parking lot Also, additionally, it will require special use approval for any drive-through facilities or banquet halls on the site. And the only change to the signage is that building signage will be allowed on any elevation of the building. It's currently on the front elevation only, but at the time the PUD came through, it was thought it would maybe one building facing front on Havendale, and now you have 2 rows of buildings. So allowing signage on another elevation would be appropriate with the way it is laid out. No other changes are proposed. So staff does recommend the Planning Commission recommend approval of this request and its forwarding to the City Commission for final action, subject to the conditions of the PUD in your agenda packet. This is the approved site plan for the commercial portion. I stand for any questions.
Commissioners, any questions? No? All right. We will close the planning portion of the hearing and open the public portion. Anybody from the public wishing to speak for or against this case, starting with the applicant? When you come forward, if you would, please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, sir. Hello, my name is Peter Carrero. I'm at 1136 First Street South in Winter Haven. So I'm here today representing River Card. You heard most of it. I'm here to answer any other questions. I think the current proposed change to the zoning will bring it more in line with the surrounding properties. The current zoning restrictions are really restrictive to the tenants I'm trying to find to occupy the building. I think it would help me bring more businesses to the area. So here to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any questions? No? Anybody else from the public? All right, seeing none, we will close the public portion of the hearing and reopen the planning portion of the hearing. Commissioners, any additional questions? We'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve case number P-24-01, request by River Card LLC to amend a portion of Plan Unit Development Ordinance O-21-23, general location 1911 21st Street Northwest. The area covered by this request is 3.3 plus or minus acres as outlined in the fact sheet.
Second.
All right, we have a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, case is approved. Moving on to P-24-02, administrative request to amend the capital improvements element of the comprehensive plan to upgrade the 5-year schedule of capital improvements and to revise capital improvements element policies 1.1.7 and 1.1.8 relating to the adoption of the Florida Department of Transportation's and Polk County's 2023, 2024 through 2027, 2028 transportation improvement plans and the Polk County School Board's 2023, 2024 through 2027, 2028 facilities work program by reference.
Probably one of the longest titles we'll have all year. I'm Sean Byers. I am planning manager. I'll present this item. In short, this is a annual exercise we have to go through per Florida statutes. This update includes fiscal years 2023, 2024 through 2027, 2028, and it is derived from the city's current 2023, 2024 operating budget that was adopted by the City Commission back in September. The 5-year schedule of capital improvements consists of items identified in the capital improvement portion of the city's operating budget that implement specific objectives and policies contained in the comp plan and those projects which grant funding will be pursued. This year, the total capital spending is proposed at $475 million and is provided from a combination of general and enterprise funds, impact fees, grants, bond revenues, loans, state and county revenue sharing, and private contributions. And to also fully implement the comprehensive plan, we do have to adopt FDOT's, Polk County's, and the Polk County School Board's 5-year work programs as well. So therefore, staff does recommend approval of this request.
Any questions by commissioners? All right, we will close the planning portion of the hearing and open the public portion. Anybody from the public wishing to speak for or against? All right, we will close the public portion of the hearing and reopen the planning portion. And any questions, or will entertain a motion?
I'd like to again make a motion to approve case number P-24-02, administrative request to amend the capital improvements element of the comprehensive plan to update the 5-year schedule of the capital improvements and to revise capital improvements element policies 1.1.7 and 1.1.8 relating to the adoption of the Florida Department of Transportation's and Florida County's 2023 to 2024 through 2027 to 2028 transportation improvement programs in the Polk County's School Board's 2023 to 2024 through 2027 to 2028 facilities work program by reference.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right. Next case, P-24-03, administrative request to amend Table 21 through 32A of the Winter Haven Code of Ordinances for the purpose of addressing commercial downtown C1 zoning district use.
All right, Heather Reuter again for the record. So this item and also item D that we'll go through next, the Planning Commission heard and approved in June, and it went to first reading before the City Commission and was tabled at the second reading due to the signing and adoption of Senate Bill 250, which placed where we couldn't adopt an ordinance that was more burdensome in short talk. That has since been amended during the recent legislative session, and so now we can adopt ordinances in our area. So we are taking these back through the process. So this will be to Planning Commission, then it'll go back to City Commission in January. So this is just to update the C1 uses. In your fact sheet as well as on the screen are the proposed significant changes between permitted and proposed. And I'll stand for any questions, but I do recommend approval of this request, and it's forwarding again to the City Commission for final action.
Commissioners, any questions? No? All right, we will close the planning portion of the meeting and open the public portion of the hearing. Anybody from the public wishing to speak for or against? All right, seeing none, we will close the public portion and reopen the planning portion of the hearing. And available for any questions or entertain a motion? All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve P-24-03, administrative request to amend Table 21 through 32A of the Winter Haven Code of Ordinances for the purpose of addressing commercial downtown C1 zoning district uses.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right. Moving on. P-24-04, administrative request to amend the Winter Haven Code of Ordinances, Chapter 21, Article 2, Division 5, Section 21 through 96, alcoholic beverage establishments, and Table 21 through 32A for the purpose of addressing alcoholic beverage establishments.
All right, same thing, you heard this back in June. This is just an amendment to 2196, which is our alcohol beverage establishments. It's putting regulations on banquet halls to follow the same criteria as that of a large-scale drinking establishment due to their impacts being similar in nature. So staff does recommend approval of this request, and it's forwarding to the City Commission, and I'll stand for any questions.
Was this the one that people were kind of going the banquet hall route to bypass, like being a bar?
That is correct.
Okay.
So this will require that they will have to go to special use approval, come before this body and go through, a quasi judicial process
Right.
for approval instead of just a de facto permitted approval.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions? No? All right, we will close the planning portion of the hearing and open the public portion. Anybody from the public? All right, we will close the public portion of the hearing and reopen the planning portion of the hearing. Any questions, or will entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion in favor of case number P-24-04, administrative request to amend the Winter Haven Code of Ordinances, Chapter 21, Article 2, Division 5, Section 21-96, alcoholic beverage establishments, and Table 21-32A for the purpose of addressing alcoholic beverage establishments as presented by staff.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. Comments from staff?
Okay, I'm just going to touch on one item this evening. Is your January meeting date. It's currently scheduled for January 2nd. I want to know, does that date look good for everybody?
January 2nd?
Yes. That's the normally scheduled date.
Works for me.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, we'll leave it on January 2nd.
All right.
That's it. That's all I have.
All right, then we are adjourned. That might